firing up the stream, letting people know that we are up and running, making sure our inputs are good. So let everybody know we're up. Alright, so what's up, guys? Cards here, and today we are going to bring you some more Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2020. We've got our Florida A&M Rattlers. We've already went through that first season. Didn't turn out so hot. We're into our second season now. None of our job offers in the offseason were good at all. So, got us through the recruiting. We actually only had one scholarship available. And if you take a look here, I'm going to show you my recruit class, which is just the one guy. He's back down to 232 in the nation and 3 stars. In the last episode, this guy was like top 125 in the nation, 4-star recruit. So, you can see in this range, they sort of go back and forth a little bit. So, it's not shocking. It's not shocking. I still think he'll be a good player. He wasn't our very first target, but compared to the rest of this roster, this guy's going to be just fine. So, with all that said, what we're trying to do is bring you one episode with like off-season and recruiting. Next episode, we hit the games and see what happens. So, this time I am going to kind of play this by ear. I don't know if I'm going to do half this season or the full season. We're going to see how fast it goes. I don't want to stream too much longer than an hour. I just feel like it's too much to watch all at one time, especially if you don't catch it live, we'll post on YouTube and all that good stuff. So I don't want people to have to sit and watch for like 3 hours again. But let's just get going and see what happens. We'll check out as I go. I'll try to let you know if I see any cool results coming across here. A lot of these games fly by fast, but sometimes I pick it up, and hopefully our stream is still running nice and smooth, so hopefully the video's good. Maybe you guys are picking it up too, but if I see anything cool, I'll bring it to you. Or cool performances. I like to see like the computer players getting double-doubles, triple-doubles, that kind of thing is always cool. So I'll make sure to bring that to you if I catch it as we go. So let's see. I really don't know what to expect with this team. With a school that's so far down in the rankings, with such bad coaching, I really don't know how good the players are. Like, my scouting's so bad, I have no idea what to expect with the team. In the online league that I'm in, I had a team that looked terrible across the board, and then they finished top 4 in the conference, I think. This was one of the smaller schools. But they finished pretty good in the conference, and then I got a reevaluation from the coaches later on in the season, and some of them jumped up like 2 or 2.5 stars. So the low-level coaches are all over the board. I'm just going to assume that I'm losing most road games and hopefully win the majority of our home games. Although that can be a coin flip. It certainly was in the last season with Florida A&M, as y'all saw. What did we do? We started off like 9-11 and then lost the last 10 straight games. And a handful of those were home games, and a handful of them were very winnable. Whoa! Look at that. Right off the bat. So last year, very winnable home games. That one right there, right out of the gate, winning on the road. That's how you start it off. Let's go back and take a look. 81-72. Love to see that. Who did well? Alright, so most of our starters did pretty well. Look at that. There's Edward jumping out with his double-double right off the bat. That's a great start to the season. Not that Fordham's any kind of world beater, but I'd certainly rather win the first game than lose it. So yeah, just as I sit here and talk about losing road games and winning at home, Florida A&M going out gangbusters on the road. All right, 29 games left to try to win 9 more. Let's see if we can hit 10 wins this season. That's the only goal that we really, truly have. I don't really know as far as, what kind of quality players we have. I'm not certain. But if we could win 10 games, That'd be great. That would be a step in the right direction. Still trying to get my chat working over here. See if that works. Alright, so now we are back at home today against Western Michigan. Oh, I caught Louisville on there, but I didn't see if they won or lost. I always try to let you know how Louisville does. It's my boys. So you never know whether this is, the second of a handful of seasons with A&M, or, any season could be our last. You never know what kind of offers are going to come along. Boom, 2-0. Good start. Good. Marcus Story with a double-double. Yes, sir. 2-0 start. Who would have thought? Florida A&M. This is going to be a good year. I can feel it. Aiken Fields. Michael Edwards had another, at least 13 points. It wasn't another double-double. But, that's another good game for him. Story with the double-double. It's big stuff. I don't know. I remember a handful of the freshmen that we recruited. I don't have all of their names memorized. Let's take a look real quick. So, our Eric Giles, Louis Hinton, Jerron White. Is it just those three? Oh, yeah, because our other was George Winston, the JUCO. So those were our recruits. Just so I know as we're going through if any of those guys we brought in are actually contributing to this better season, or if it's just my fine coaching. That's probably what it was. Excellent strategy, excellent coaching, excellent player development. That's what we do. That's what this coaching staff is bringing you, and that's what we can bring to a Power 5 school if somebody will just give us the offer. So that's what we'll be looking for at the end of the season. And like I said, we'll see how long this takes. I don't know if we'll get through the entire season. If we do, we might take a peek at what coaching jobs are available and think about that. But we gotta get there first. Depends on how long it takes to simulate 28 more regular season games, plus however many postseason games we end up playing. So we did get our recruit to sign his letter of intent, so that's good. That means he's going to qualify academically. We don't have any worries there. All right, so let's power through and see what kind of results we get. So sometimes these journeyman saves can start off a little slow. You're starting off a little bit lower tier school, lower tier recruit. But man, when we get this ball rolling, I'm telling you, it's going to go crazy. And I'm trying to think. I want to call my shot. We're definitely going, once we hit a Power 5 school, we're definitely going to the Final Four within the first 5 years. It's happening. But if it's a real small one, give me 8 years. We'll be in the Final Four. And that's taken over, in the last one we were talking about some of the smaller P5 schools. So we're talking about Nebraska or Colorado. They're big schools, but basketball-wise, they don't have great history. Let's see. Can we go 3-0 to start? Cross your fingers. Let's see. Oh, for a second I got excited. I think I got backwards on the 68. I thought it was 86. I was like, oh my God, we're 3-0, but no, that didn't happen. But still, 2-1. So what? 68 to 82, 84. We lost by double digits on the road, but that's not terrible. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that. We were bound to lose eventually. All right. So let's get back to our winning ways here real quick. We don't want to be down and out for very long. We want to get back on the right side of that scoreboard. I didn't even look. Oh, there's Arizona taking care of business by 23. I didn't even look. Let's check out what our season goal is. The first recruits aren't doing much yet. So don't finish last in the conference. Well, I would like to say that won't be too hard, but you never know. So let's take a look over here and see what kind of playing time these recruits are getting so far. So Winston's getting about 10 minutes a game. He's only scoring 2 points, but he is getting 2 assists. You know, he's getting, assist-wise, he's right there with both of these guys, and he's getting far less minutes. Giles scoring 6 a game. Hinton also scoring 6 a game. Look at Michael Edward. He's having a heck of a season. And then Jerron White really isn't getting much playing time. He's not doing a whole lot of anything. So, I mean, you know, a couple of those guys are already contributing. They're already making the team better. So that's definitely part of the improvement that you're seeing. If Winston keeps up that assist ratio, I might have to look into increasing his minutes. You know, if you got a point guard that's passing the ball like that, you got to give them opportunities because they're making opportunities for other players. All right, another road game, another big chance. Lost by 19. Wild, who's supposed to be our best player, finally shows up. Marcus Story, 10 and 8. Jamal Buckmaster. Man, you talk about some cool names. Buckmaster. I'm going to add that to the list. Last time we had Wolf and Cougar. We're adding Buckmaster. I got to get some of these guys, you know. If we had Wolf, Cougar, and Buckmaster on the same team, could you even imagine? I think it would be very strong. Y'all let me know in the chat or in the comments on these videos some of the good names that y'all have got off of your recruits. We did see last time, who do we have? I think we had a Steve Nash. So let me know what kind of names you all have come across out there. It's always some fun ones. One of my favorite point guards I ever recruited in a draft day college basketball game was a point guard named Jeff Warhank. I thought that was pretty awesome. He was in my 2019 save with Louisville. But Warhank, like, it just sounds like something's going to happen, you know? Well, somebody had 21 points over there out of a smaller school. All right, so here we go. Home game against Eastern Michigan. Hopefully we've got a decent shot here. You know, Eastern Michigan isn't like a Power 5 school or anything. So anytime you're at home against a school that's sort of close in ranking, you got to make it happen. Let's not take any bad losses. Florida A&M versus Eastern Michigan. What's it going to be? Oh, took a bad loss. Trello Donald, 21 and 10. Didn't have a whole lot of anything going on our side. Story pulled 11 boards. Reggie Watkins with 12 points. Yikes. So, not great. We'll rebound, though. So, we started off hot, 2-0. Now we lose 3 straight. And it's going to be back and forth like that. And I'm not going to, again, not losing sleep, not worrying about it. We're going to come along eventually. You know, we were already building up. We already saw the recruits we brought in. 3 out of the 4 already contributing to this team's success. That's going to continue. Our coach is only getting better. You know, we're bringing in another top 250 at least. He was, Maurice Cougar, there it is. So, yeah, we got to bring in Maurice Cougar along with Buckmaster. But, you know, no surprise here. A little uneven, hot and cold. It's bound to happen. Nashawn Quinn. Nashawn's a cool name. All right. We got 0-5 Charlotte. They're 0-4 on the road. This is one we need to win. This is one where you can't lose it and be like, oh, well, we'll get it back. No, this team has not won yet. We cannot be there first. So, old Charlotte 49ers. Back in the day when Louisville was in, I guess, Conference USA, used to play Charlotte 49ers all the time. Oh, and we did. We gave them their first win of the year. Gosh, that's so frustrating. Wild did at least show up and score 19. Michael Edward couldn't score. Allen Towns put up 16. Man, an 0-5 team, and you give them their first win on the road. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. To be the 4th straight loss. You know, kind of shaping up like last year. We got out to that hot start, and then it was all downhill. I'm not going to spend too much time looking at scouting reports or anything like that. We're just going to see if we can't get through this. But now we do have a team incident to handle, so let's see what happened over here. Alan Towns and Calvin Dollar got in a fight over a video game. Towns and Dollar, huh? You know, it's usually not a huge thing, but because I do have my discipline set pretty high, I'm going to at least call... Alright, if you don't want to play along, Alan Towns. Yeah, you know what's going to happen. We're going to lose. We're losing games anyway. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's call Dollar up. Dollar, what's happening? Calvin. Bro, you can't be arguing over video games. There we go. Alright, so he straightened it out pretty quick. Unfortunately, we did have to suspend Towns, so let's get over into the depth chart, let the AI rework that for us real quick. And moving on. Oh, I think that put Giles into the starting lineup. Did you see that? So yeah, there's one of our recruits in Giles being put into the starting lineup. Winston is also figuring to get about 10 minutes. Hinton 4 and Jerron White 2. So, I mean, look, Dollar and Towns. I don't know, Towns might come up and grab Winston's minutes when he gets back. Alright, so we're 6 games in. We're into December, so we probably got a handful of games, and then we're going to hit conference play. And, you know, once we hit conference play, it's just all about staying out of last place. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed on that front. No games in conference today. Looked like Notre Dame took a home loss there. Cal State Bakerfield. Alright, no exciting performances in there. Here we go playing LSU again. I don't know, we played LSU on the road last year. It looks like we got them again. I don't know if there's some kind of like out-of-conference thing set up or if that's just a coincidence. We could always check it out. It's interesting. Now, last year, as I remember, we won at Nebraska and then got blown out at LSU. And I don't expect too much different here. 16 points. Look at that, Giles. There's one of our recruits, one of our freshmen, was actually our top performer with 12 and 5. So, even if the record doesn't show it yet, we are improving this team. You know, we brought in 4 players, and they're 3 of the guys that are already contributing. So regardless of what our record is, I'm going to feel good about the class that we brought in. I'm also going to be excited about the guy that we have coming in next year. And we're just going to put our head down and, you know, fight through this year. Yeah. What's up, No Name Gaming? We are back at it again. The Rattlers are trying to make it happen. And, you know, we're still early in this process. We're still bringing in the guys. It's all about the Jimmies and Joes, not the X's and O's. So we got like half a Jimmy so far and no Joe. We're working on it. I was showing them, I don't know if you got in here. This is only the second season. I don't know if you were in here, but we were looking at the recruits that I brought in. And there's like 3 out of the 4 are already contributing. None of them are playing a ton of minutes, but we actually just had a team incident. I had to suspend one of our guards, and when I reordered the roster, it put one of our freshmen in as the starting shooting guard. So, you know, if we've got the freshmen that we brought in already starting, and, you know, we didn't land any of our top targets. These were all 2nd, 3rd, 4th targets on our list. So the fact that, oh, there we go, finally picked up that 3rd win, 15-point win over Idaho. Eric Giles, again, 2 games in a row. Eric Giles, our freshman shooting guard, has been our leading scorer, our player of the game. Oh, I'm sorry, Reggie Watkins actually scored more points in this one, but with Giles' steals, that bumped him up into that player of the game. Wild also had 15 points and 5 assists. But, you know, if that's what our 3rd and 4th option of recruits are doing, you can see what's going to happen as our coach improves. Our record's going to improve a little bit. We're going to start gaining prestige, getting those better players, And that's just going to keep snowballing all the way up until we get that Power 5 job. I don't know how soon it'll be. Could it be this offseason? Sure. You know, could be 2-3 years from now. So it's just all a matter of letting it play out and see what happens. Sometimes, look at Marcus Cota for ECU, 22-11. I think Alex Watson also came in there with 10 and 12. So ECU with a couple double-doubles there. It's looking good for them. But yeah, you never know when that offer is going to come, when the right school is going to come along. So for now, we're just trying to get better and trying to improve with the Rattlers. And you got to love this conference, just full of all the different animals and all the different animal mascots and animal names, the cougar and wolf last names of the players and all that good stuff. You like that no-named? All right, so we got Mercer at home. We'll see if we can put it back to back. My high school coach used to tell me if you win 2 games in a row, they call that a winning streak. I never really experienced it as a player. We were terrible. Florida A&M also struggling to get some winning streaks going, but yeah, 23-point win. Giles with 28. Look at that dude. So if anybody remembers, when we were looking and the recruits came in, Giles was very highly rated. And then we got that second evaluation, I guess, and he dropped way down. The way that he's performing leads me to believe that he's closer to that initial evaluation than the current evaluation. So Giles is looking like a player. Feeling real good about that. So the same 2 guys arguing again. All right, it says they chilled out. I'm just going to let that go for now. Now that Towns' suspension is over, let's see if we do this. All right, it's going to put Towns back in the starting lineup, but it is going to leave Giles in. Now, Story has a sore hand, but he can still play. All right, so we're going to let that roll, and that will take Winston out of any kind of playing time. He'll still probably get some playing time here and there, but it's basically just taking him out of the rotation. But that's all right. The guy that has really been performing so far is Giles, which is really nice to see. Hopefully that keeps up. You know, sometimes you can get a freshman and they just get hot in the first couple games and you get all excited about them and then they never do anything again. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we've got something real here and this guy will be a player for them. Unless he goes pro, he'll be a player for them for 4 years. So we're 4-5. We've almost climbed back to 500. Let's see what happens. Oh, 2 successful seasons at Texas Southern. That's awesome, man. You never know what kind of roster you're going to get from the AI when you start out a new save. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, he absolutely is the midseason MVP. You're right. You never really know, no matter what level school you're at. You can be at Texas Southern or you can be at a high major school. You never know what kind of roster you're going to get compared to your conference mates and other teams out there. In our multiplayer league, obviously I was the Louisville Cardinals, which would be a pretty high prestige program. And we lose at home to Northeastern, of course. Giles was all right. Wild was all right. Anyway, in the multiplayer league, Louisville Cardinals, they came out and I got like one guy at 3.5 stars on the inside, and nobody else was over 2 or 2.5. I think it was just absolutely putrid on the inside, and I don't even think they made the NIT. So, small schools can get a pretty good roster starting off, and really good schools can get really bad rosters. It tends to sort of track with your prestige, but you get something a little bit uneven, a little bit unbalanced, and you never know. On the other side of that, I've also come in and started off in 2019, I started off with Louisville, and I got a shooting guard that was like the biggest scorer in college basketball history. I think I played that 10 or 15 seasons, and the senior shooting guard that I had in the very first year was still the leading scorer for a single season. So you just never know what you're going to get. But I'm glad to hear you're having some success down there at Texas Southern. You trying to build something up with them, or are you looking? Is it like a journeyman save, and you're looking to move on somewhere else after you get past Texas Southern? All right, we're going on the road to Vermont here. The Catamounts won the SWAC in the first season. 21 wins. Nice. Oh, losing the finals of the conference tournament, man. There's, especially when, you're having a down season and you get to that finals in the conference tournament, you get so excited, and then devastation. All right, so there we lost by about 20 to Vermont, but you also saw Hinton, another one of our recruits, put up 20 points. So, again, guys that we're bringing in, even as freshmen, are really, they're inconsistent, but you're seeing flashes of it. You're not seeing flashes out of these other, stiffs that the AI had, but the guys that we brought in, you're seeing some flashes of talent. Oh, your best recruit towards MCL his freshman year. Yeah, man, that that hurts. And that player, I've seen a lot of times, they tear up those knees and they're never the same. It's just like real life. It's happened to an awful lot of players. Luckily, it doesn't happen. It's not as devastating nowadays, although it can be. Like back in the day, you tore up your knee, you were just done. So, obviously that's getting better, but yeah, man, building the smaller programs can be fun. It's all, there's just different strategies depending on where you go, whether you're playing more freshmen, more upperclassmen, what kind of different offenses you're running. Hey, there's another big road win for the Rattlers, 75-69 at NC Wilmington. Let's see. And this time it was more of our upperclassmen. It wasn't so much our guys. Julian Curry for Wilmington went 16-10. They had a handful of good scores, but they just couldn't overcome the Rattlers' teamwork and, might I say, excellent coaching. It was really excellent coaching. Ooh, looking for Pitt. Man, as a Louisville fan, Pittsburgh was always a tough place to play. Where we had some battles. Like DeJuan Blair. Man, who are the other guys? I think Pitt had like 3 really good players. DeJuan Blair was one of them, but I can't remember the other 2 offhand. I think it was like one was a small forward and one was a point guard. But man, that year and the year that that group of players were there, the Louisville Pitt games were always so crazy. Just a lot of talent on those. So yeah, man, good luck landing that job at Pitt, or somewhere that's a good stepping stone on the way to Pitt. Awesome, man. I'm glad that the YouTube video is helping you out. And when you'll see, like, that was when I could sit down and think about it and sort of write down a list. Those were definitely all of the ideas that I had. Teamwork's passed the ball to Giles. Yeah, that's right. So the video was like the ideas I had when I could write them down and think about it. But keep your eyes peeled. Check out the streams here, and as these go up, you ought to be able to go to YouTube and see how we recruited Florida A&M on the last stream, and then just kind of see how we go through it. I'll try, like, as I'm recruiting, to just sort of talk through, what I'm thinking about, what I'm looking at, who I'm targeting. Yes! Back to 6-7, 12-point win. Towns went for 22-8. Giles had 12. Yes, sir. They're looking good this year, boys. They are looking good. We're going to get 500 at some point. Fingers crossed. But yeah, keep on checking out the videos. You know, I always like to watch other people because like there can just be these little things that you pick up watching other people. And if you see things, feel free to shout them out in chat or comment on the videos. I always keep an eye on the videos, and you know, Chris always keeps an eye on it for me as well. So if you got questions and you see something in a video on YouTube or whatever, throw it up there or jump in Discord. You know, jump onto the gmgames.org website, hit us up in the forums. I'm happy to answer questions, take advice, all that stuff. You know, I'm here to, here to have a good time and hopefully show you guys something that you want to see. But if you all got advice for me, I'm happy to learn too, you know? Yeah, the Big East basketball, before those teams went off to the ACC, it really was the greatest, man. You couldn't beat that tournament up in Madison Square Garden. You know, just so many great teams. UConn was still really good. It had Syracuse. Pitt was good every year. Louisville was usually pretty good. Villanova, Georgetown. And it was great. I still remember I got to watch Roy Hibbert play live in Louisville at I think it was a game day. I think it was like a whiteout. So it was pretty cool seeing Roy Hibbert. I assume Jeff Green was probably on that team. I got to see a lot of good basketball players through those years in the Big East. And I mean, now they're in the ACC, and that's an excellent conference too. The Big East definitely had a different feel to it. I feel like they were a little bit more rough and tumble down on the inside. The referees would let them beat on each other a little bit. And the ACC, you know, probably calls it more by the book. Just a little bit of a different style of basketball, but still, you know, huge games. Louisville and Duke, you know, Pittsburgh is still around. North Carolina, still got, you know, Syracuse came with us, so it's good basketball. Got a little bit of a lull here because we're going into conference play, so hopefully we can come right out of the gate strong and get back to 500 ball. Yeah, man, throw another video up. You know, shoot me a message on Discord or something. I'll come out, check it out, see what you got going on over there. Have you played the Draft Day Sports games in the past, or is this your first one? Yeah, Roy Hibbert and DeJuan Blair was awesome. I'm pretty sure that was around the same time David Padgett was at Louisville. So, you know, Padgett, he was pretty talented. I think he tore up his knees a little bit. So he wasn't a banger like Blair and Hibbert were. But, man, he was a smart player. And it was really cool to see, you know, kind of that chess match. Because Pitino would put Padgett up at the top, like up at the high post, or even up at the top, right up at the top of the key, and let him facilitate the offense. He was a really smart passer. Oh, Morgan State took us. Shoot. Look at Giles, though, 22 points, man. That guy's going to be a player. Yeah, that's exactly right. The Big East was pretty gritty and physical. The ACC, a little bit more refined, a little bit more freedom of movement, too. It would have been interesting to see, you know, that 2013 Louisville team that, in theory, didn't win the championship. But, you know, they had some really good, quick guards. It would have been interesting to see, you know, how that would have been called now. Because I feel like, you know, all of college basketball has opened up a little bit more. And also, you know, that team played some really intense defense, and they played a lot with their hands. So I don't know if they could have kept those quick, you know, penetrating guards on the floor the whole game. They might have fouled out. So it's just interesting to see how the sport kind of evolves. So yeah, I don't know if this is your first Draft Day Sports college basketball game there, No Name Gaming. I've been playing it since like 2017, I think. So I had a good deal of experience to build on coming into this one. I definitely think this is their best one yet. They totally reworked the entire interface. It's really clean and nice now. Not that it was bad before. It's just, this is the first time they've really done a big overhaul. And I've enjoyed it so far. So let's see if we can't get back a big road win. No. 20-point losses. Giles and Hinton, look, 2 freshmen in the top 3. I feel good about the future. As long as we're here, I think that recruiting class that we brought in is going to be solid. I also think that this power forward we've got coming in is going to be very solid. So we have the players to build around. Now we just need to coach them up a little bit, get them some experience in the offense, and the Rattlers are going to be dangerous in a year or two. Yeah, man, the old NCAA football and basketball games were awesome. I used to play them all. I still remember when all that Johnny Manziel stuff happened. Like, I freaked out. It's like, man, they're going to pull NCAA football off the shelf. So I went that day and bought the new game. And, I don't think they pulled the game off the shelf, but that was the last year they made it. And I think they had already stopped making the basketball games because of the O'Bannon lawsuit. So, it's been a while that we haven't had those. I'm really interested to see, because you've seen, if you follow the news at all, they're coming out with some of these new laws about how the players can profit off of their image and likeness. I know that California's already come out with a law on it, and NCAA, I don't know if it was NCAA or if it was the commissioners of the Power 5 conferences, but they wrote a letter to Congress asking them to come out with a national law to govern it. So, that I'm interested to see if that opens the door up for those games to come back, because I miss them, man. They were, I spent a lot of time on them, but I'm right there with you. I really like the sports management games, and in some ways I almost feel like I get my fix more out of this than I ever did, because like the NCAA basketball and football games, once you got a couple of decent recruits, it was just too easy to beat them down. And in sports management games, like, it's all simulated, so it really takes the user out of it. It's more about how you manage, how you recruit, how you coach, and it makes it a lot more competitive and just harder to dominate. So I do like that aspect of these games. If you like sports management games, man, and you haven't checked out gmgames.org yet, go check it out, because there's a ton of sports management stuff over there. Oh, 6-point loss. Man, I hate losing at home. I truly do, especially to those kind of teams. We just should not be losing those games. Man. All right, so 6-10, not a good start to conference play. You would think being at a smaller school like this, getting into conference play would actually be easier, but sure doesn't seem that way so far. Hopefully this isn't anything like last year. We only won 9 games last year. That would put us on pace for only 3 more wins. Yeah, I still got it. I still got NCAA Football 14. It might actually be in my PS3 as we speak. I know I had a good dynasty going with Louisville on there, and then I also I'm like you. I like to build up the smaller schools. So I actually had Army, and I think I had them up. Like, they were top 10, top 5 after like 4 or 5 seasons. I was bringing in some crazy recruits into Army. So I pop that in every now and then. Usually, I tend to play games kind of seasonally. So like when it's college basketball season, I play more college basketball. When college football's on TV, I'll play a little bit more of that. So probably sometime this fall, I'll fire that back up and get a little bit of college football going on. I'll tell you what I will be doing this fall, though. When Draft Day Sports comes out with their college football game, I'm definitely going to be jumping on there, getting my Cardinals going, and that's going to be streaming too. I have played their college football. God, a 16-point loss at home. The freshmen were nowhere to be found. Must have been their off night. I have played some Draft Day Sports college football in the past. It was a good game. I only played the preview, which was like just the first season, so I didn't get too awfully deep into it. I played through it. I got excited about it. And then I jumped online and looked around, realized they're coming out with the new versions relatively soon. So, just one more reason to be following, like and subscribe on YouTube, all that good stuff, so that you get notifications, because you are going to have some draft day sports college football coming at you this fall, whenever that game comes out. Probably some pro football also. I like to play a little bit of everything that Draft Day Sports has put out. I've tried them all at least once, including the golf game. So, I like to be able to speak to them all a little bit. I'm also, I told you I'm in the online league for college basketball. I'm also in the online league for the professional basketball. And that's another good game. It's just, I tend to play whatever's got my imagination at the moment. Right now, I've got that college basketball bug. Being from Louisville is definitely a college basketball town. Go out and check out the ratings for the NCAA tournament sometime and look at the cities in the nation that have the highest ratings. Louisville is right up there, if not the very top. So, it's a huge college basketball town. Not getting into my college basketball season, I just haven't been able to let go. So, I'm probably just going to be simulating college basketball games until the college football game comes out. Yeah, the college football draft day game is really good. If you haven't checked it out and you are interested in it, go over there and grab the preview. They'll let you can download and play through one season for free. So, just go check it out. There's no reason not to if you're interested in it. We'll see what we can do on the road here. Hey, yes, 70-65. Yes, sir. 5-point win against Howard. Gets us our first conference win, gets us back to 7-11. So if we could win 2 more in a row, we would be back to where we were last year. Might be asking a lot, but you never know. It depends on the matchups. Depends, if we're at home, if we're on the road. No real idea. I have not looked at the schedule. I don't know what's coming. We're just putting our head down and marching forward. But I would like to not do worse than we did last year. I do think this is a better team so far. I didn't see those kind of performances, like what Giles doing, like what Hinton did in the game. I didn't see any of those kind of performances last year. Tulsa was good last year. It looks like they're good again. Had a guy pop off for 27 points. That's not too shabby. All right. We're marching right on ahead. Really want to get 2 more. Look at BYU taking care of business on the road. Loyola Marymount. Not looking great. Look at Kareem Waldman, 28 points. Wow. Oh, Matt Posey filling it up. Almost went for a triple-double. 10, 6, 14, and 3. Wow. That's nice. I wonder, 10, 6, and 14, you think that's an inside player or a guard? Let's find out. Oh, can we find out? I know it would be here on this somewhere. It's in a different conference. I'm not going to spend that much time. Yeah, absolutely. Draft Day's got the one season for free, and I got a whole lot of enjoyment out of the one season that I did. What I did was I played through that season. I was like, man, this is awesome. I'm going to go buy it. And when I got online, I realized, timing-wise, when the new one was going to be out. And so that's the only reason that I held off. Otherwise, I was definitely going to buy it. I just don't want to, there's no sense paying. For me, I'm not going to pay for a game like that when it's that close to something new coming out. And I've got so much other stuff I'm playing right now with the college basketball, with the pro basketball. If y'all were in here last night, I'm also playing some TEW. Also been playing WMMA 5. So I've got a lot of different saves that are all active right now. And I've got a couple of saves on college basketball. So I don't really have time to do college football right now. But, a couple months ago when I was playing it, it was awesome. And I was definitely enjoying myself. Definitely go check it out if you like it. If you like college football, that is. Hard to say whether or not you like the game if you haven't played it, but I will definitely recommend it. It's a good one. And Also, well, let's see how we do here. Come on, Big Road win. No, lost by 8. But Giles, again, boy can score. I'll give him that. You were talking about building up smaller schools. It's cool to play as Louisville in a football game because you got to compete against Florida State and Clemson. You really got to do a whole lot of program building there, building up that depth. Louisville can have a handful of guys, like maybe their top guys are almost equal to like Florida State and Clemson, but the depth is nowhere near it. So there's a whole lot of program building to be done at Louisville in a football game. So I really do enjoy that aspect of it. If I take over Louisville in a basketball game, it's like, okay, can you maintain, can you jump up, win a championship, and not get worse? But in a football game, it really is about building, so that's really cool. So No Name says you've been having trouble getting bigs that are actually tall. Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on what caliber recruits you're looking at, too. A lot of lower-ranked power forwards and centers are lower-ranked because they're shorter. So if you're at a smaller school, it's not necessarily a surprise. There can be a guy that's 7'2", and he might not be all that skilled, but he can get a bump up in rating just because the dude's tall. That happens in real life, and at higher schools, I've seen plenty of taller power forwards and centers. I've had some guys that are like 7'1" and 7'2". So I know that they're out there. It wouldn't shock me. The draft day games are so consistent with what happens in real life. If you talk about rate of injuries, rate of wins on the road versus at home, all those things are so consistent with real life. It would not shock me if that issue with height is because you're recruiting lower ranked inside guys. But I won't swear to it. I've honestly never done a ton of analysis on size. I haven't run into that problem too often. I just haven't played at smaller schools for long lengths of time. Hey, 69-65 at Norfolk State. Giles 10-5-3. Allen Towns put up 20. Andy Bailey with 26 for Norfolk State. Man, we're winning. I feel like we've won more on the road than at home at this point. I think both our conference wins are on the road. We're going to go look at this. I think at least half of our... Hinton suffered an injury. I think at least half of our wins are on the road. Let's take a look here. First, let's jump over to the depth chart and get that squared away. Is Hinton strained abdominal? Not worried. Flu. They'll be all right. Let us take a look at the dashboard and look and see where our wins are coming from. Yeah, we're going to try to hit 10 this year. We got real close last year, too. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so 4 wins on the road, 4 wins at home. That's really surprising, actually. All right, so 8-12. We probably still have, I could have counted while I was over there, we probably still have about 10 games left. Let's see if we can get to 10 this year. Yeah, if I can do it no-named, I tend to run motion and triangle. I just feel like those are more traditional offenses. If I were going to stay at a small school for a long time, like in our multiplayer online league, I've got Northern and Rider. I'm pretty sure I'm running a Princeton, at least one, if not both of those. The Princeton is one of those offenses where you need to have them coached up a little bit more. They got to have more experience, so you need to be playing upperclassmen. At a smaller school, that's more likely to be the case. In that same league where I'm Louisville, I think I'm running motion and high post, and that's only because the AI was already running high post before I got there. If it were completely up to me, I'd be running motion and triangle, just because they're sort of basic, and you don't have to recruit so focused on specific skills. That high post, you're going to need to be, I think, is that one where you need big men that can pass? I know it's going to, the note on the offense says it's going to bring the opposing big man away from the basket. So I think what it says is it's going to make it harder for you to get offensive rebounds, but it's going to allow your swingmen to get into the post. So you probably want to be looking at bringing in some shooting guards and small forwards with a decent inside scoring rating. All right, we're playing a team that's 4-16, 1-6 in conference, and we're at home. This is the time for a big home win. Let's get to 9, and then we're that close to 10. Yeah, I meant to say that a second ago, man. If you enjoy this game and you want to do some multiplayer, come check out our league. I'm sure at some point Chris is going to post the Discord in here. He'll post the GM Games Discord, but we can get you over to our multiplayer league also. Or message anywhere, man. Message in here, message on YouTube. Shoot me a message over on the Wolverine Studios. If you want to do a multiplayer league, we got one for you. We're actually going through the end of our first season right now, and we're just about to get into the start of our second season, which would be that big recruiting period, so it's the perfect time to join if you're interested. Yes, sir. 10-point win over South Carolina State brings us to 9-12. I didn't get to see our play. I get so excited when I win, man. There's so few and far between here. I didn't get to see how our players did. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Giles probably carried the day. It's what he does. It seems like something he would do, right? Yeah, motion's flexible. The other cool thing about motion is, especially when you're at a bigger school, you'll notice a lot of the high-level recruits that come in, they're already going to know motion to some degree. Like, it'd only be like 10, but still, that's good. If you're going to have freshmen come in and play right away, that gives them an advantage in that offense. Motion, to me, has been the most popular one that they've known. Yeah, 9 wins. The wheels definitely came off last year. So last year we were 9-11. This year we got to 9-12. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, if you're in the Discord, man, shoot me a DM. I'll get you hooked up with the multiplayer league. Still got a lot of good teams available over there in that league. I know right off the bat Kentucky's still available. I need a rival. Hopefully, if you want to take them over, I would prefer you not be very good at the game. Maybe quit watching all of the videos where I give out like hints and tips and stuff, because I would like Kentucky to be terrible and I would enjoy beating them every year. But there's a lot of good teams available over there. You just have to jump over and check it out. I can't remember it right off the top of my head. I'm not actually the commissioner of it, so I don't have the final list. I haven't seen the list of which teams are available and not lately, but I do know Kentucky is one of them that's open. I'm also pretty sure North Carolina's still open. Let's see. Can we get to 10? We're going to have a couple of opportunities here. Bethune-Cookman, they were definitely a thorn in our side in the last one, and they remain a thorn in the side with a 16-point win at our place. None of our freshmen did anything. Towns and Watkins showed up, and that's pretty much the bulk of our scoring. 2/3 of our scoring in between those two players. So, all right, thank you. Not a Kentucky fan. Love to see it. All right, I feel like we're going to be friends. I think we could be friends as long as you don't like Kentucky. We're good. Trying to rack my brain of who else is it limited to one conference? No, you can be anybody. A lot of us, the commissioner allows us to control up to 3 teams, so we all have like one major team. I've got Louisville, obviously. Chris has got USC. The commissioner is Duke. I know Michigan State, Kansas are taken, UCLA, Memphis, Arizona, Florida. I know those are taken. But you can have one major, and then you can have 2 like mid-major or small schools. So a bunch of us all jumped in I think it's the MAAC. So we have like 6 or 7 users all in one small conference just to throw down with each other. If the bigger schools, the bigger schools may not meet throughout the year, but we can all pile into one conference and have some bragging rights. So we've got that. So I've got Louisville, and then I've got Ryder in the MAAC, and then my third team I picked Northern Kentucky just because that's the area I'm in. It's my wife's school that she went to, So, I got my alma mater as well as hers that I'm controlling, and I'm going to make some waves with the mid-majors for sure. Yeah, I despise West Virginia. We're all good to go there. Can't stand them, man. Louisville goes to play football over there, and they're throwing batteries and stuff at us. It's crazy. I don't care for West Virginia at all. Nothing better than if you remember. Hey, we're getting there, Chris. We're gonna get our 10 wins. We're gonna get it this year. This is the year. Giles is not gonna let us go the rest of the year without winning one more game. He's gonna go off. So the league, we simulate every single day. The commissioner runs a simulation, but for the most part, like, you got to pay a lot of attention during recruiting season. But once the season gets rolling, man, you can just pop in. There's some days I don't even upload anything because I don't have to do anything throughout the season, unless I got an injury or an incident that needs to be addressed. Giles 23-2, man, he can score. You watch, he's gonna be. I wonder if he's our leading scorer this year. I'm gonna go all the way through the season before I check out any stats, but he might end up being our leading scorer this year. So yeah, we simulate every day. We simulate about a week. Some weeks, I think it's a week. I don't know. Sometimes, man, on camera when I'm talking, I'll lose it. Chris, how often do we? I know we simulate every day. Do we simulate? I think it's the pro league where we do 3 days of sim. Does college? Are we simulating a week at a time in college? Now, it was obviously a little bit different in like the tournament. We did live streams of our Final Four and our championship game. All of that's available up on that network. All those YouTube videos are still available. So again, you want to check that stuff out? Shoot me a message. I'll get you hooked up with it. It's all on YouTube. Is it about 3 days? Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember. I know the pro one is 3 days. All right, headed to Morgan State. I think they already beat us at our place. But let's see if we can't return the favor, pick up the road win. We got to get to 10. Win for 10, boys. Win for 10. Nope. Lost by 8. Look at that. 22-14. What a game. Giles. I like this kid. I really, really like this kid. Here's Wild, who was supposed to be one of our better players last year and this year. Finally doing something, I guess. Yeah, man, it's never easy. Trying to think about what you're doing in game, keep up with the chat, try to speak all at the same time, and then your brain just like goes completely sideways and you forget things. So, happens to the best of us. As long as we can still see what's going on in the game, I really can't mess up, with the video. As long as it's running well and you can see, then it's pretty painfully obvious that I am still not at 10 wins. Yeah, man, message me on Discord. I'll get you in. Alright, so 9-15. Probably got about 6 games left. My boy Giles is going to single-handedly put this team on his back and bring one home. Either Hinton may do it too. Hopefully he's over that abdominal strain or whatever it was that he had. One of these freshmen is going to come through and drag these Rattlers to 10 wins this year. I know they will. All right, no game today. I got sidetracked. I haven't even been really looking at scores for most of this stream. Haven't seen too much of what's going on around the rest of the league. I think I missed most of the Power 5 games. Tend to be early. You see Gonzaga taking care of Santa Clara on the road, 18-point victory. Awesome, man. I'll get you as soon as the stream's over. Probably 20 minutes to get us through to the end of this. We got about, well, we probably only got 6 or 7 games left. But then I am going to be very tempted to see if there are any coaching jobs available. So we'll probably see if there's coaching jobs available and end it there. But still, we got quite a ways to go. We got to get that 10th win. You know, we get that 10th win, we make a little bit of noise in the tournament, and that probably changes what kind of offers are out there for us at the end of the season. So, all right, we got North Carolina A&T coming into our place. Let's check real quick. We'll take a quick look and see what the end of this season is going to look like. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, only 5 games left, 3 home games, 2 road games. So 5 chances to get that 10th win. What was the, oh, and the other thing I want to do is look at standings, because our goal is not to finish last. And we're 2 games ahead of South Carolina State right now. So we're not having a great season, but we are looking like if everything stays relatively similar, we'll probably accomplish our goal. But first of all, we need to get to the head coach's goal, and that's 10 wins. So let's get number 10. We couldn't do it all last year. It's going to happen this year. Has to happen. Win for 10, baby. Win for 10. God. 2-point loss. Are you kidding me? Why? Why do you do this to me? Giles, you couldn't hit one more 3? Come on, man. All right. So that was a pretty good chance, and we blew it. So now we're down to 4 games left. Yeah, you are right. We make a run in the conference tournament, you never know what could happen. So we got 4 games left, and then the conference tournament. But I want to get number 10 in the regular season. Man, that's brutal. 2-point win or 2-point loss at home. Come on. And you can see, again, it let us get to 9-12, and now 4 straight losses. Last year we lost 10 straight to end the season. We've lost 4 straight now. We got at least 5 games left to go. Hopefully we don't end up on a 9-loss streak. We're not getting stalled. No bad juju over here, Chris. Don't hex us. We're hitting 10. We're going to hit 10. Maybe, let's see. I think we're about to go on the road. Next home game, I'm calling it. We're winning it. It's going to happen. Has to happen, right? We can't be that unlucky. Like, the end of the season can't be that brutal 2 years in a row. There's just no way. That'd be pretty ugly on my coaching record, right? Like 1-19 in the last 10 games of your first 2 years. 1-19. That would be awful. Oh, did Gonzaga just lose? I think Gonzaga just got upset. So it makes me feel better if I lose, you know? Like if it can happen to Gonzaga, it can definitely happen to Florida A&M. But we're winning. Oh, I saw we had 74. I'm like, oh, that's a chance. And no, we gave up 93. But again, you know, Giles leading the way there with 18 points. All right, 3 chances left in this regular season. You know, we hoped for it all last year. We've been hoping for it for 5 games now. And we've called our shot. Right here's where it's going to happen. This next game is at home, and we're bringing it home. We got to simulate to it first. All right, everybody get pumped up. Let's all cross our fingers. Make sure Chris isn't hexing us in chat. No bad luck over here. All right. We won at Howard. Okay, Howard's coming to our place. We won there by 5. Surely, we can pull this off. Does anybody know like the Florida A&M student chants or something that we could do real quick? All right, let's see what we got. Win for 10, baby. Win for 10. You got it, Rattlers. You got it, Giles. Make it happen. Make it happen. 74-60. Boom. Yes, sir. That's 10. Marcus Story, 17-4. Giles put up 12-5-2. Love it, baby. Love it. The Rattlers hit 10 wins for the first time under Coach Cards. Yes, sir. All right. So we got our 10 wins. That also puts us up to 4 wins in conference. So unless South Carolina State or whatever it was hit a huge winning streak, that extra win is going to give us that much more distance. We're going to be feeling good about it. Tribe Warpath said nice finally. Yeah, that's right. Finally we got it. Couldn't get it for 10 games last season. It was a 5-game losing streak this season, but finally, game number 6 made it happen. Rattlers get their 10th win, 4th win in conference. We got 2 games left on the season. See if we can add a little bit of icing to the cake before we get into that conference tournament. And it would be really nice. Actually, I would much rather win a game in the conference tournament than anything else in this regular season. If we could win one in the conference tournament, that would be a nice step in the right direction. But I will take a couple more regular season wins. Whew, Tulsa and Tulane. Nobody brought their defense to that one. 104-99. Yeah, Chris, that's the way I see it, man. We didn't finish last in the conference, probably. So we could bounce over and check that out. But you know what? I'm not even going to look. We're just going to win again. How about that? Going to win again, push it out to 11. There's no way that 1-11 team or whatever it was is getting to 5 wins in conference. One more win is pretty much going to guarantee that we meet our seasonal goal. Then we're going to go out and make noise in that conference tournament. All right, off to NC Central. They are 10-5 in conference. And we beat them. I told you we were doing it again. Allen Towns with 23 points. 2-point win on the road. Yes, sir. 11-17, 5-10 in the conference. And now we've got a home game to bring it home. Can we finish on a little bit of a run and give us some momentum headed into that conference tournament? I really think we can do it. I don't know who we play, but I'm feeling great. I think everything is coming up roses for us. Coming up roses, coming up aces. What's the saying supposed to be? I don't know. I think my brain did that thing again. But everything's working out for us. How about that? Ooh, Cincinnati with a 89-82 win on the road. Tulsa again. They're only 17-13. Winning on the road, though. Yeah. All right, so we got Delaware State at home. They are 12-3 in conference. And they are coming down to Florida A&Mville for I believe this is the last regular season matchup of the year. So let's see if we can hold off and defend our home court one more time. Should be homecoming game, right? Homecoming, guys. Yes, sir. 89-80. Marcus Story, Jeff Wild, Allen Towns, great game, 9-point win over a team that had 12 wins in conference, I think I said. At least 10. And that's a good victory. And they're bringing it home for the alumni at homecoming against Delaware State. I don't know what Delaware State's mascot is. Looks like the Hornets or something. Maybe the Wasps, I don't know. Something that tried to sting us and got bit by a rattler. Yeah, we're not pushing up daisies. That's definitely not what we want to do. All right, and now is this... I believe this is the conference tournament. So let's double check. Yeah, first game of the conference tournament. Don't call it a winning streak, but that's 3 in a row to finish off the season, guys. 3 in a row to finish off the season. I love to see that. I really do. Now, let's make a little bit of noise in the conference tournament. Headed off to neutral courts to play. Can we get one done? Going against the Norfolk State Spartans. I have not won a conference tournament game yet in this playthrough. Oh, until now. Yes, sir. That's 4 wins in a row. 63-60. We pulled it out. Now we got to face Delaware State again. We just played them 2 days ago. Last one we won by 9. Now we got to play them on a neutral court. They're a pretty good team. I don't have high hopes, but we're on a winning streak, guys. It's working out for us right now. So, let's make it happen again. Come on. We make a little run here. It can get real exciting. No, we're not calling it a winning streak, man. We're just calling it. That's what we do. We win basketball games down here at Florida A&M. Long history of it. It dates all the way back to like last week. All that history over the last 5 days. And we get crushed by 20 against Delaware State. The winning streak comes to an end. Our dreams of March have been shattered. We probably are not going to any kind of other postseason tournament. But we got to 13 wins. That's four wins better than last year. We also won 1 game in our conference tournament, which is another improvement over last year. We had a lot of improvements out of the freshman class. Let's see what we got stat-wise out of these guys this year. Yeah, Chris, we did have a 4-star recruit coming in. He was like top 125 in the nation. He got bumped down to like 250 and back down to 3 stars. But it's so fluid in that range. We'll call him a 3.5 star. How about that? All right, so let's look at our production here. We got scoring the points, playing the minutes, getting the assists is Allen Towns. He's a sophomore. That is an AI recruit, so I got to give him a little bit of credit there. Then we've got Giles, the freshman, also scoring 10 a game. Jeff Wild, a junior, scoring 9 a game, pulling in some rebounds. Then we come down here, Hinton and Edward, both still underclassmen. Story, the sophomore. Montgomery, the junior. So our seniors, Dollar, he might actually be a walk-on. I think I actually had 1 senior, right? And it should be this guy who didn't play. Is that right? Let's take a look. Yeah, Peter Abel. He wasn't even playing. So we're losing nothing off of this team unless we have transfers. We're losing nothing off of this team. And we just won 13 games. So next year is looking up for sure. What was the field goal percentage? I didn't even see it. Who was it? Giles? Is he a gunner? 35. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. What about threes? 34% from 3. Good free throw shooter. You got to take what you can get. That's his freshman year. He'll get better. He'll get better. Players declaring for draft. Time to get nervous. Whew, dodged a bullet. We'll check out that recruit again. Terrell Wright in here. He's still hovering around 250, still at 3 stars, just barely outside the top 50 at his position in the nation. So, you know, again, I've had guys in the top 100 that come in and don't look great. I've had guys down in the 7 and 800s that come in 3 and 4 stars right out of the gate. So it's hard to say what you're getting out of these guys when they come in. Let's go ahead and get our postseason simulated here, because I want to see, and I want to be able to let you guys know what we're coming with on the next stream. It may be that we're coming in for another season of recruiting with Florida A&M, or we might be jumping into a new school. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and simulate through this postseason so we can set some expectations for next time here. Giles and Towns definitely both look good at the guards. I think Kenton will be all right at that power forward. Yeah, number 232, and like I said, at one point he was, I think, number 124. So he's actually moved down to 232. He was quite a bit higher once upon a time, and he was a 4-star recruit. So let's see, it's March 10th. All right, so we don't have too much more to simulate through here. It ought to be this Saturday, ought to be Selection Saturday, and then we're just simulating tournaments and we're done. Well, Kentucky lost to Auburn, it looked like. Love to see that. Anytime the Wildcats lose, it's a good day. Kind of like Duke. You know, if Duke and Kentucky both lose, I'm feeling good about life. See, Wichita State there took out Cincinnati in their conference tournament. Yeah, Warner there filling up the stat sheet. All right, so this ought to get us to the selection show. Looks like Wichita State actually won that conference tournament. I have no desire to watch the selection show because I know I'm not a part of it in any way whatsoever. We can check it out, though, just to see like who got the high seeds. So let's check it out. It's always fun to know just kind of like what's happening around the rest of the... what's happening around the rest of the league. Just get a little bit of immersion going on. These are the play-in games. UCLA, UNLV in a play-in. Yikes. Stanford also in there with Boise State. All right, so North Carolina pulls a 1 seed. Villanova's the 2. Arizona and BYU round it out. Michigan State with a 1 seed. Texas with a 2. Badgers and Buckeyes. Biggest losers get number 1. Louisville gets the 2. Louisville's taking that. They're going to knock them out. Duke with the 3. Marquette with the 4. I don't know. The one time I'll root for Duke is if they can knock Kentucky out of that tournament. And we got Tennessee, the Zags, Auburn, and Cincinnati. So those are your top 16 seeds. The rest of the tournament was there for your viewing pleasure. Oh, I guess I should jump over and check out the mail just in case we got anything interesting. Just a selection show. Yeah, our season's over. But we can check out these brackets. And we're going to jump over to this region because it's the one that I would like to see. Although we can try to catch the games as they go by on here. But if we stay on that page, we'll be able to see as that bracket works itself out how the results go. Yeah, it is a bit surprising to see the 2 number 1 seeds coming out of the SEC. But, you know, I mean, Tennessee's had some good teams. Was it last year or 2 years ago when Tennessee was so good? They had the big guy that had, his first name was like a military title, like Admiral something, I think. He was really good. I think they had 2 pretty good players on that team. I just can't remember if it was this past year or 2 years ago. All right, so this should be the first day of the actual tournament. Wisconsin won. And most of the bigger schools are going to win in the first round. There's a Norse losing to Missouri. Alright, and so this bracket's going today. It looked like Kentucky and Louisville both won. Looked like most of the higher seeds are holding serve here. Let's see if we got any upsets. Yeah, Southeast Louisiana over Virginia Commonwealth. We can bounce around and see if there's anything big. Nothing crazy there. UCLA beat Oklahoma. So UCLA went from the play-in game, and now they've moved on out to the second round, the real second round. 5, 4, 2. Alright, I don't see anything too crazy. Looks like a lot of 11 seeds made it out past the 6s, but that's about as exciting as it got. Ohio State ended UCLA's run rather emphatically. 67-39. What was that, 28 points? Yeah. You missed that one, No Named. You were close. It was a bold prediction. Did not happen. They got smashed, man. Kentucky pulled out a squeaker. That looked like a three-point win, I think. Hey, you know, sometimes you got to call your shot. It doesn't always work out, man. All right, so we're going chalk in this region. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. So Furman over Florida and Manhattan over Auburn in San Jose. Chaos in San Jose. Kansas State over Texas and Indy. Otherwise, top seeds. And boring as could be in Pittsburgh. So San Jose is where you really had some fireworks. So exciting first round there, at least in one of the tournament locations. Yeah, man, Manhattan and Furman. Who would have guessed? You know, we get a little bit of. You didn't get your March Madness like for real this year, so enjoy a little March Madness here. Have some Furman. We can add in a little bit of Manhattan for you. Now the Pittsburgh region was all chalk. It was 1, 2, 3, 4. And unfortunately for you, Pittsburgh was nowhere to be found within that region. All right, so moving on toward the Sweet 16. I wonder, see if I was booking TEW here, like I was on last night's stream, I'd have Florida A&M Rattlers come out and like bust somebody with a chair and just take their spot in the Sweet 16, you know? Like have a steel cage match for it or something. Kentucky won it. Gonzaga won. I couldn't tell if Louisville won or not. I guess we'll see here in a second. Kentucky and Louisville in the Elite Eight. What a game. I feel like I should just jump in and watch that live and do a whole nother stream. Oh, man, what a game. Let's see what else we got. North Carolina, Villanova. So we got 1-2, 1-3, 1-2. Furman beat Tennessee. Your Furman, whatever they're called, are in the Elite Eight against the Zags. Wow. All right. So let's see what happens here in our Elite Eight. I'm pumped. Michigan State beat Wisconsin. Anthony Montgomery went for the double-double. All right, here's the big one. My heart's on my sleeve here almost as much as it is when my very own Rattlers are out there on the court. Come on. And yeah, I need Louisville to win in the one, and I need Furman to win in the other one. Furman's got to take down the Zags. All right. Let's see what happens, guys. Kentucky won and Gonzaga won. So we went 0 for 2 there. Did not work out for us. Man. So we got Kentucky, Gonzaga, Michigan State, and North Carolina in the Final Four. And so we got 3 1 seeds and a 2 seed. As boring as it gets. Gosh. We had so much potential. So much potential. Why are we... Yeah, let's be over here. Cardinals couldn't get it done. Rattlers, at least the Rattlers, you know, they got their 13 wins. Feeling good about that. All right, so let's get on to Saturday for our Final Four. Yeah, the Zags blew it. They have a tendency to do that. You know, I think they won my first year. You know, they won our online league. They won my other solo league that I play offline. I actually did stream one of the games the other day for about 15-20 minutes, but I don't know if we saved that. All right, Saturday, April 1st, time for the Final Four. Michigan State and the Zags moving on to the championship. At least Kentucky's out of there, you know. As long as they don't win, I'm cool. So we got the Zags and the Spartans going at it Monday night. Let's see who gets their one shining moment. Y'all want to see the CBI and the NIT? Yeah, that'll be on a different stream. Michigan State. The Spartans. I'm pretty sure Gonzaga won last year. This year it was Michigan State. Let's see, though, if we can verify that. Can we click on this? It's just going to show us the defending champ. Let's check out our almanac. Somewhere in here it's going to show us champions. Oh, so last year was actually Florida over Michigan State. This year's Michigan State over Gonzaga. I don't know why I thought Gonzaga won last year. I know they did my solo. All right, so we got the Gators last year, the Spartans this year, the Rattlers in year 3. Got it. Mark it down. So we can check out the awards now. We can see overall, here are individual awards. You got the Norton going to the Kentucky player. Most outstanding player of the Final Four went to Mr. Bell out of Michigan State. Kareem Duhan won everything. Norton, player of the year, defensive player of the year, freshman of the year. Dude's a beast. Number 7th ranked recruit. He was a center. 22-12. Not too shabby, Mr. Duhan. Tom Izzo with the Coach of the Year. Take a look at our first team All-Americans. Duhan's there, obviously. Louisville also got a player up there. Wisconsin, Georgia Tech, and Duke round out the first team. On to the second team. Got the Zags, Marquette, Baylor, another player from Louisville, and Stanford. So Louisville actually had 2 All-Americans. The Rattlers got shunned yet again, which really seems unfair. I thought Giles had a shot at it. So you can see here in the MEAC, Alan King won Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. Nick Richardson out of South Carolina State won Freshman of the Year, and Eric Skeeters from Delaware State, Coach of the Year. First team All-Conference, Howard, Delaware State, Morgan State, Bethune-Cookman, and Howard had 2 first team All-Americans. And we went 2-0 against Howard. First team All-Conference, not All-Americans. Second teamers, a couple from Coppin, 3 from Coppin State, 1 from Delaware State, and NC Central. So second year in a row, Florida A&M nowhere to be seen on awards night, nowhere to be seen in the postseason tournaments after we lost in the conference. So we got a lot of things to turn around here. Yeah, Rattlers are the national champions next year. It's happening. Dookie. Get out of here with that Duke nonsense, Chris. Alright, what are we on? Let's check out these emails. Alright, we succeeded. They're going to be expecting more. Hopefully it's like top half of the conference or something. But we do have coaching jobs available. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there is something wrong with being a Duke fan. Don't coddle him like that. Being a Duke fan is unethical. Don't ask me to explain why. It's one of those things like, you know what you did. Go sit in the corner and think about it. All right, so we're just going to check out head coaching jobs only. We could move along to NC Wilmington. Well, we're going for year 3 at Florida A&M, boys and girls. Let's see here if we've already got our advancements as far as our coaching skills. Yeah, we did. All right, so we have moved up to 38 at recruiting, 36 player development. So, we're moving right along. Here before long, another year or two, and this stuff's going to start looking pretty respectable. Our reputation is still at 11. So that's what needs to get up before we really start getting some job offers. So it might take another year or two to get there. That's all right. Let's look. What was I going to look at? This is what I wanted to look at. So once again, they're expecting more, but our job goal is still don't finish last in the conference. So I think we can manage that all right. Take a look at staff, see if we need to bring anybody in this year. We do not. We're still good to go there. We can advance right through this hiring process. We're not going to take another job. We're also not going to hire anybody else. All right, guys. Well, I feel like that's pretty much going to wrap up our stream for today. We got our 13 wins. We got to see those freshmen really playing some good ball. Now you can see the updated rankings. Towns is getting 2.5 stars. Giles is back up to 3. Wild is back up to 3. Hinton's still pretty low, but he's had his scoring games here and there. So I'm going to go ahead, advance past this staff hiring. What I'm going to do is get it right up to where the next button I press is end of the season. Then we're going to get it saved out, and we're going to bring you the entire off season in our next stream, which, tomorrow night's Friday, so that's probably when I'm going to run it. Shouldn't be much going on Friday night, hopefully. So we'll be able to see, what reports we're buying, what kind of recruits we're targeting, how we go about evaluating them, how we go about scouting them, generating interest, all that good stuff. What are we on? Oh, we're on petition the board. Let's go see if we can't get something out of the board. How about that? One last win on the season, right? All right, so C-, and 133,000. I don't even 4 team prestige. God, that's not good. Wow. At least LSU's not sitting in here as a non-conference rival like I thought they might have been, right? I don't even know what you asked for here. I guess we'll go in and... Can we ask for some budget or some... I don't remember. I don't think I used much of the budget because we got that commitment so early. So let's just ask for upgraded facilities. We're almost certainly going to be told no. I've been able to get facilities and money out of the board. Actually, a lot of times when I start off with Louisville, as long as I don't tank the first season, I've been able to get facilities in back-to-back years. A lot of times the facilities, they'll build them sort of along with what the prestige level of your school is. So if you've got a really high prestige school and really bad facilities, they're more likely to give you upgraded facilities. All right, so next time I hit the button is end of the season. I'm going to go ahead, cut it off right here. We're going to save it. But yeah, if your facilities are really low compared to your prestige, always ask for those facilities. I've had pretty good luck with that. If you want to get more money, you really need to spend all of your money. I think you need to be below like 5,000, maybe 2,500. But if you've spent down that low, then your chances of being able to talk the board into more money increases, or at least that's what I've been told. I've not played at too many small budget schools, so I really haven't had to worry about it. But guys, if you've got other questions, I'll be on Discord. I'm going to be getting No Name Gaming over into our online league. If you want to join it, you can reach out to me too. I'm on the Discord that Chris has been posting in chat. This video will be up on YouTube. Leave a comment there. Check out the forums on gmgames.org. Reach out any way you'd like to. I'm happy to answer questions. Also happy to get you over into our league. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to be back with the start of the next season tomorrow night. Make sure that you stay tuned. Like, follow, subscribe, whatever you got to do so that you get notified when we're live. Or follow GM Games on Twitter. I know Chris is tweeting out every time we go live so far. So just make sure you know what's going on and stick with us. Appreciate you guys watching. Let me know if you got some feedback, something different you want to see. Happy to bring you guys whatever it is that you want to see. But until tomorrow night, appreciate you guys. Take care.